Good morning, good morning. What's going on with your Insta fam? Long time coming. I just want to drop in on y'all this morning, man, and share something that's been on me for a little second. I just been kind of walking it out and just start seeing some things that God been showing me. The title that He gave me for this whole thing was getting to know yourself. I think right now a lot of us don't really understand who we are. And I wanted to get on these lives and do something, and God, He kind of put something on me for a minute and made me understand something before I get on these lives, or gave me a different understanding, a different mindset before I get on these lives and do anything. He gave me understanding that before I show anybody who I am, I have to find out who I am. I have to show myself who I am. So that's where getting to know yourself comes from. A lot of times, and it's not for everybody, but I'm just gonna say on certain people, a lot of people, do the lives and just get on internet, on social media, period, just to get recognition. So God wanted us to see. He wanted me to see. I'm not gonna speak for you, but I know He wanted me to see that He had to get the glory. So the whole purpose of me doing the live, starting off doing lives, was because I had to really understand where I had to get that message, and I started getting it from God to get these words out. I had the opportunity to do some ministry, and I was able to really test the spirit, so to say. A lot of days I kind of started it off a little different, having my own mindset. When I was called to start doing ministry, I came in and I wrote music. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of all over the place where part of stumbling. I wrote music, and I started trying to do my services and my sermons like I wrote music. And it was a sister that came on one day, and she was she did a lot of prophesying, and she said something, and it stuck with me. And she said, God don't want what's written, He want what's in your heart. And from that day on, I stopped writing stuff. I just started praying and just asking God to move me, and letting the Spirit move me. And what was so ironic about that was when I stopped moving and I stopped doing things in my own control and in my own mindset, and just through what I feel was the right thing, and was a good, powerful message or whatever. Man, God was dropping good stuff, and it was hitting the right people at the right time. And what it done for me as a believer, as a follower of Christ, and just being a kingdom stepper, I started seeing the true God. I started seeing what God was calling me from the world to be, and what He was calling me into His kingdom to be. So when He gave me this one, the getting to know yourself, man, I've been holding on to this for at least a month. And when I get a message like that, I get these understandings and these little droplets of knowledge through the Spirit, that I need to get it myself. And I kind of bagged off of doing a lot of the sending out messages and certain things to just for on so many different levels and different things as far as text messages or whatever. I stopped doing it for a couple of days because I started noticing I was reading a lot of stuff and I wasn't really getting it. I wasn't getting it as far as I wasn't absorbing it enough. So I figured if I can't encourage someone if I'm not encouraged. And a lot of times we get caught up in showing people that we're strong spiritually, showing that we're being obedient, and that's cool. It's cool to be obedient. It's cool to show that you're obedient. But at the end of the day, don't do it in vain. You know, don't constantly try to uplift people, and in the back of, you know, in the back scene, and in the back of your life, and in that little dark space that we all go to, or we all in, and have, don't forget about you. Don't go back there and start dying within, but you trying to feed people on the outside. The thing is, what I came up to understanding was you can't feed someone until you feed yourself. You know, I know we come from an era where, you know, back in the days, and some of us, I'm gonna say some of us come from an era where the parents, your mother ate last. You know, she fed her kids and she ate last. But it actually brought, it was a lot of pain that came with that. And back then, a lot of people were built different. Now, we got too much access. And we have, as human beings, we have gotten soft. So we don't have that type of strength to just deplete ourselves and feed everybody around us. And then when we're hungry, we don't take it as a crown. We take it as a reason to bicker, to go back and forth with people, or to show people and say it out loud. And like, that's not where you. That's not the purpose of it. It's like Christ going to the cross. He didn't want to, but when he went, he didn't say it out loud. He didn't come out and say, "Man, look, man, I died for y'all." You know what I'm saying? Y'all supposed to be doing it now. He just continued to represent humbleness, you know. So what I'm trying to say with all that is, we're not built like that. Yeah, we're trying to be Christ-like, but understand those are some big shoes to walk in, you know. So it's not, you're not wrong for trying, but at the end of the day, you got to understand you're human, you know, and you have to replenish yourself. So that means you have to go to this word first. You have to get in this word. And this is what I got from it. I had to get in this word a little more stronger. When I'm, you know, the more that you pushing out, the more you got to feed yourself. You know, I had a talk with my son, one of my sons, and I told him the same thing. Like, I can't feed you, you know, constantly if I'm not feeding myself. It's like I can't teach you something if I ain't learning. And that's something we got to get our hands on and understand. Learn yourself. Figure yourself out. Find out who you are, you know, and not just who you are in this, you know, in the sight of people and your family or whatever, but find out who you are in the sight of God. Because the thing about that is, we're a lot stronger than what we think. Because the world will tell you something and they speak from their feelings. You got people that are down you and don't even know they down you, because it's the words that come out of people's mouth. But the thing that with God is his words, as strong as they are, whether he's chastising you or whatever it may be, he's disciplining us. He's growing us. He's building us up. So I had like a little quick note that I had wrote for myself, and the note, it just said simply, it was like, I've come to learn the reason we deal with things that others may not ever go through, is because God knows how he built us. But he's just trying to get us to understand the way that he built us for our growth. So today was really just me dropping in. I know I haven't been on in a minute, but it was me dropping in and just giving you encouragement to look at your situation in a different light. You know, I know a lot of us get to a point, and a lot of us have gotten to a point with the way the world is going and the way things are going, is we got to a point where we kind of get frustrated and we want to give up. We want to throw in the towel. And maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but I'm going to be as transparent as I always have been. I probably, within the time that you've seen the last live, I've probably threw in the towel maybe a good 5 times. And I mean to the point where the towel was already on the ground. And the only thing that kept me going back to that towel was God kept lifting it up and handing it to me. It wasn't that I went to it, because I was at that point where, and I've been at that point lately, where once I seen that towel on the ground, I don't want it no more. But it took God to go right back and pick that towel up and give it to me and say, you came too far. Why are you dropping a towel that you've held for so long? And that's the thing that people don't get. Man, you can go through this thing for a long time. And I'm being honest with you, just being straightforward, man. I'm 20 plus years as a disciple, fully. And you do get to a point where you don't see stuff moving. You want to throw in a towel. You want to just give it up because it's not worth it in your mind at that moment. Some things, and he's putting us in position. So on today, take the time and the opportunity to grow in yourself, to find out who you are, to figure out where you are, and to find out whose you are. God is not letting us fall without a fight. And if you've thrown in the towel today, just keep your eyes on God, and I guarantee you're going to see him pick it back up and give it to you. Because you got to understand, it's not meant for you to give up at this moment, but it's pushed for you to give up at this moment. And what I mean by that is, it's not meant through God's sight. But Satan got so many things that he got against you because you've been fighting a fight that most people ain't going to fight. Most people ain't going to even go to war for. And a lot of it is your sanity, your spirit. Stay focused out there. Today is just a day for you to get to know yourself a lot better than what you've been, and put yourself first. You know, and I know a lot of people will say, oh, that's selfish. No, put yourself first. Because if you don't put yourself first, how you going to put somebody else, you know what I'm saying, up? If you don't lift yourself up, you can't lift somebody else up. See, that's the problem we have nowadays. We like to push people up instead of pull people up. You got to get up on top. That way you can see what's going on. Because some people ain't going to come up there until they find out it's safe. So God is pushing us up so that we can pull others up. But we got to be up there to find out that everything is safe. And then we can go ahead and tell those that trust in us and have faith in us or just believe in us. We can give them that good nod and say, yeah, it's safe up here. Come on. A lot of people ain't going to walk this walk. A lot of people ain't going to get into this kingdom walk because they don't believe it's safe, because they done seen so many people tear it down. They done seen so many people lie and use God and Christ's name in so many different ways. And it was for their gain. We got obligations. We got a lot of obligations to stand up and just really walk in war for this kingdom thing. So on the day, keep your mind right. As always, I say, man, keep your head on the swivel. Negativity is out there. You can't go around it. You got to go through it. Every day is going to be a challenge. Keep your mind right. Stay focused. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what it is with me. It's always going to be 100, strong on. But today is going to be all love. Keep your mind right. Stay focused out there. Y'all be easy.